Raubat Yasar. Anuki Atuntat, Merytat, Nafartat, Sanantat, Atum and I am a student teacher of the master teacher, Pa Nabab YAANANAN, also known as Dr. Malachi Z.K. York, the master teacher. To start this evening's new affirmation class, of course, we want to acknowledge the innocence of the master teacher, who was accused of crimes that he did not commit, falsely accused, kidnapped, tortured, and illegally detained as an innocent man. Not only is he an innocent man and our master teacher, he's a Liberian diplomat, a Ghanaian national, and our seated head of state as the United Nuwaupian Nation. This has been done in violation of domestic and international law, and he's being held under a misnomer in an attempt to camouflage the wrongs that are being done against him and to backpedal once it comes to a point where all of these deeds of wrongdoing against the master teacher have to be compensated for. So many may ask why our master teacher has been subjected to this illegal incarceration. It is because for over 50 years, he has worked to give melanated people our own land, our own language, our own way of life known as Patarak, the way, our own culture, dress, and flag, and our spiritual science as Nuwaupians known as Wu-Sabat. As Nuwaupians, we are ontologists, meaning that we understand the facts and the nature of things. We are also animists, who have an understanding of the energy and vibrational power of all things on and above this planet. As Nuwaupians, we are a physically matriarchal tribe of people, as spoken of in Salvation, which was given to us by our master teacher. In verse 18, it reads, "We, Nuwaupians, are a physically matriarchal tribe of people with full respect, United Nuwaupian Nation, Yamasi, tribe of Aboriginal, a government of retained sovereign under Mumkap, Kamim Bananu Akab, Chief Black Thunderbird Eagle, the seated president as of June 26, 1992 AD, the submission of our own constitution with full acknowledgement of the sacred feminine at all times." So this Shadows reading is called, Do You Really Want to Know? The reading starts with a chart. I'm going to read through the levels of the chart and try to illustrate it the best I can without being able to show the actual chart. So the title of the chart is Pahiminu, the 8. It starts with 2 pairs, Niot and Niao, and Keket and Kek on one side, Hihet and He, Nuntet and Nun on the other side. Then by those 2 sets, it reads, reptiles don't sweat. Genesis 3:19, Adam began to sweat. Then these 2 pairs connect down to Atum and Reatum. Then branching off from Atum Reatum is Tafafnatat and Shawau. And by this pair, it has Homo reptilians. Then going down, it says tail removed. Then the next pair is Shawau and Gabab. Then it branches off, and on that level, it says Homo saurus. Asar, Ashtet, Min-An, Satak, and Nababtat. Branching down from Ashtat and Satak is Har, Homo sapien. Branching down from Har, on this level, it says mortal man, with the following names: Imsati, Happy, Dua Matat Afaf, and Kaban Sanaf. Verse 1. Best kept secret. Man comes from reptilians. Some had tails, others did not. He did not sweat at first. Genesis 3:19. He had scales all over his skin that he lost. Genesis 2:25. As he began to breed, he transformed from non-sweating, scaled-covered with a tail and gills, and no hair and webs between his fingers. He could shapeshift or change his appearance like many chameleon lizards. Do you all really want to know the whole truth? A, why do you think in the Bible the Elohim or Yahweh did not want people to see what he looked like? Or, as he told Moses, they would die. B, why do you think they love the smell of blood and order killings of all kinds? C, why do you think the serpent could speak with humans and cared? Nakash. D, who do you think the Dogon were speaking about, as well as all others world over, as dragons? India, China, Americas, Persia, Africa, and Arabia all speak of snake people, reptilians, right? E, who was Dogon, Oan, and mermaids? F, why do you think the original symbol of Jesus was a fish? And Bible says, 1 John, chapter 3, verse 2. G, why do you think so many people can't eat shellfish? H, why do you think that babies can swim right out of his mother's womb, and humans love pools and beaches? I, what are Stenonitrosaurus inequalis? 2, in Genesis, they were only forbidden to partake of one tree, not both. Genesis 3, verses 2 and 3. But of the fruit of the tree, not trees. Quote, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it. Genesis 3:6. She saw that the tree and that it, and the tree is in caps and it is bolded. Now, Genesis 3:22, he must have eaten of one of the two trees, the tree of knowledge, and now feared that he would eat of the second tree. Verse 3, the tree of life. So the first tree of knowledge was knowledge of will, good and evil. Why fear him changing back into a full reptilian with full powers? Do you really wish to know the rest? Verse 4, many do not want to face the truth even though they know that it is real. Back to the Bible again and what is recorded in Genesis. First, you must accept the fact that they now all agree that their Bible, and that would also include their Quran, that the stories come from the Sumerian stone tablets of Uruk or Iraq, which was founded by a Gibor demigod named Nimrod. Strong's number 05247 and 05248, a son of Cush, Kish, Ethiopia. So in fact, the Sumerians were originally from Africa's Aksum, A-K-S-I-U-M, or Axum, A-X-U-M. The Sumerian tablets and original stories are of Negroids who moved from Africa to Asia. And the tablets of Sumeria have been proven to predate the Bibles. Torah and all the Hebrew records were taken from them. That's a fact. And that the Kushites of Genesis 2:13, the land of Cush, Strong's number 0568, Cush, or Ethiopia. Also Strong's number 0569 through 053570, 03571, 03572. Facts are facts. Now back to Genesis 3:22. And Yahweh Elohim said, behold, the man Adam is become as one of us. First point, what is one of us? That is explained in Genesis 3:24, to whom this Yahweh Elohim is speaking with. As you know, Strong's number 03430 is a plural for gods or judges. So he is a Strong's number 3068 Yahweh, with a group of beings you see are the cherubim, a plural of Strong's number 3742, the single being cherub. as you find in Ezekiel 28:14 as the fallen devil, Ezekiel 28, 1 through 19, and Psalms 18, 6 through 13. So it was clear that there were good Yahwehs and evil. There were good Elohim and evil. And the evil ones were called cherubim, Strong's number 3742. Kerub from 03743. Kerub, a place in Babylon, Chaldean word. And Chaldea was part of Babel. Genesis 10, 8 through 14, founded by a Kushite named Nimrod. Genesis 11, 1 through 9. So Genesis 3:22 is very clear that this Yahweh Elohim was a fact of the cherubim, evil beings, fallen angels, as he states. The Adam, earthling of the ground, has become or changed into one of us, or changed to become like us. So he was no longer how he was originally created. This Elohim was of another group, which is clear. And Adam, Strong's number 0120, was originally created as one of them, Elohim, Strong's number 0430. He was in their or his image and likeness. Then notice Genesis 1:27 states first, right out, and let them, Adamites, have dominion over the fish. Same as Strong's number 01712, Dagon, Dogon, the fish god of the Canaanites. In the Levant, the ancient name for the lands of Palestine, Syria, Jordan, and Lebanon, all of which was part of Mesopotamia, which is Babylonia, Akkadian, and Sumeria. So he was originally given power over the reptilian group of the cherubim. So he changed from his original created form, and after taking of the tree of knowledge of Tob and Ra'ah, good and evil, he changed into one of the cherubim, lost his scales, his gills, and tail, and length of living, as reptiles live much longer than mammals. Who was the other Elohim? They were none other than the seraphim, while the third group looked on, called Opanim, the heavenly host. So there's a chart, and the header says angelic groups, and at the top it says Opanim, watchers. Then it branches off. One side is seraphim, burning ones and shining ones, and then the other side is cherubim, near ones. When you look in their Bible for the seraphim, you find also the single seraph, or seraphim. Isaiah 6, 2 through 6. Strong's number 8313. Seraph, to be on fire, or kindle. Also, Strong's number 808314. Saraph, burning, poisonous, serpent, creature, fiery serpent. Seraphim has the same root as the word siru, which is a shortened form of the term Siiru, which is the Western Semitic equivalent to the Sumerian word Mush, a name for the serpent sky gods. Mush is interchangeable with the Sumerian word Shum. Do you Nuwaupians really want me to go on? In the holy tablets, ninja was mistaken for Nagas. It should have been the Sanskrit Nagas, serpent people who lived in India and Tibet, and were also called Sarpa, same as Serapi, meaning serpent or dragon. Now you must know that Hebrews, Israelites, and their children, Christians, and the children of the original Christians, or the Gnostic, from where the Muslims get their Quranic doctrines. Yes, Islam came from the Egyptian sect of Gnostics, and the stories in the Quran that did not match the Bible were discovered to be in the Gnostic Gospels, uncovered in 1945 in Egypt, called the Gnosticism's Nag Hammadi. Don't accept what I say. Check it out. Jesus not dying on cross, from Gnostic scrolls. Jesus not being God nor his mother, from Gnostic. And Abraham and Nimrod story, and Abraham, father from Gnostic strolls. Truth is truth. Now, being Muhammad got his teachings from his wife Khadijah's uncle, Warqa, son of Nafal, a Gnostic Christian, and his last wife, Mary, a Coptic Egyptian Christian and Gnostic. So Muhammad got his teachings from Christians, and Christians got their teachings from Jesus and Paul, and Jesus got his teachings from Moses. They all have the same root teachings. We will speak of what Moses taught them, or one thing they worshipped. The flying serpent or dragon of Moses, brazen serpent. When Moses and the Hebrews were in their second year of the Exodus, after they departed from the Mount of Sin called Sinai, they had to fight the king of Arab in the Negeb. They won, but they were weakened. They no longer trusted Moses and his brother Aaron, and they spoke out against the Yahweh. Why did you make us leave Egypt to die in the wilderness? There is no bread and water, and we hate the manna. And Yahweh sent serpents, seraphim, among these weak people. They bit the Hebrews, and many of them died from that. So they came to Moses and said, "We sinned by speaking against Yahweh and against you. Intercede with Yahweh to take away the serpents from us." And Moses interceded for the people. Then Yahweh said to Moses, "Make a seraph idol, figure, and mount it on a standard. And if anyone is bitten, looks at it, he shall recover." Moses made a brazen serpent and mounted it on a standard. And when anyone was bitten by a serpent, he would look at the brazen serpent and recover. This is idol worship, just like kissing a cross or a black stone is idol worship. Truth is truth. Anything other than your deity is idolatry. Yet this idol of a stake on a stick must have had healing powers. Truth is truth, if this is true. The word taken into Hebrew from Chaldean, seraph or seraph, and can be found in their Bible. In the book of Isaiah, the seraph is referred to as Mi Ophef Seraph, and literally means flying serpent of fire. There it is associated with the Philistines, who we know came from Egypt, Genesis 10:14, as Philistine of the seed of Nimrod, Genesis 10:9. And from the Negeb, the serpent people, well known. So, who did the Hebrews get this knowledge? And Gnostic means knowledge. Negeb were known as the descendants of the Nephilim, Nephilim, fallen ones, cast down ones. Revelation 12:7-9. Dragon, serpent, cast out. Relates to Ezekiel 28:14-19. The Nagas of India were in fact the Dravidians, of which you Nuwaupians know much. The monks or monkeys, or as recorded, the arrival of groups of Dravidians. The Aditas were their sun deities, and the Maruts were their storm deities. The Gandharvas, the celestial musicians, and Apsaras were the celestial nymphs. These scaly Nagas intermarried with Aryans, producing kings and heroes. Like this, many of the Hindu deities mated with humans and produced a hybrid mammal reptile. The semi-divine rulers, the divine ones, had conducted biological experiments with mammals, specifically apes and monkeys. Al-Quran 2:65. This chapter was originally the 5th chapter given while in Mecca. It speaks about being changed from human to simian, ape, monkey. And the quote reads, "And indeed you knew those who transgressed from you all, in the desist, the Sabbath. So we said to them, become monkeys, rejected, despised." So you see, the Quran of Islamism also speaks of the transformation from monkey to man or men to monkeys by order of a group of Alihat, Allah's gods. So we said, not I or he said, but we changed them from men to monkey. And the Arabic word Najas or Nagas means impure. Quran 9:28. In fact, Hanuman, the monkey deity, who was with Rama, is the hero of the epic poem Ramayana, was conceived when the deity Shiva gave a sacred cake to Anjan, the ape. This is a genetic experiment which produced Hanuman, humans or humims, the super monkey, who is the hero of the epic Ramayana. Do you see your own teachings, Wu-Nuwaupu, in this? The Dravidians as Nagas or Negeb, serpent people, as the offering of Adam, or as Adamite Dravidians. They are described as a coarse, cannibalistic people, dark-skinned and flat-nosed, straight hair, fur people. These Nagas are described in many of the Sanskrit sources as a very intelligent reptile that could fly around the skies in their vimanas, chariots of fire. These are all from the same record of ancient Egypt, as found in Isaiah 30, 6-7. Is it clear yet? Oh, Nuwaupians, I have so much to pass on to you, if you want it. The brazen serpent of the Hebrews, Israelites of Moses, which was made at their Yahweh's command, was worshipped in the temple sanctuary in Jerusalem until the days of King Hezekiah in the 8th century BC. As found in the second book of Kings, chapter 18, verses 1-8, verse 4. He removed the high places and broke the images and cut down the groves and broke in pieces the brazen serpent that Moses had made. Note the word Nehushtan. It is from Nahash or Nakash, Strong's number 05175. Norkash, a Chaldean word, again used in Genesis 3:1 for serpent, but means whispers, secret keeper. Strong's number 0512-05178, where you see Nehush Stan. Strong's number 05180, Nehush Ton, something made of brass or copper, serpent of the desert. So, in fact, Israelites worshipped a seraph as Yahweh at some time. Isaiah 6:1-2. You find most teachings of seraphim as angels who guarded the heavenly throne in Gnostic document, also as dragon-shaped angels. So, Torah, Gospels, Quran get their story of who or what was in the garden that spoke to Eve, Hawa, as a snake, or as they claim, Nachash, Satan, Iblis, Shaitan, a talking serpent who did not fear Yahweh, Theos, or Allah. Because he was from another group who they claim is bad, yet they worshipped him as the brazen serpent. They all agree on the Adam-Moses stories, so none can claim that this does not apply to us, or that part of the Bible Torah was tampered or changed, altered. They believed in garden story. They agree on Exodus story. Truth is truth. They worshipped the serpent who was reptilian. Do you want more? Without beginning and without ending. Does anybody want a section reread? The beginning? Okay. So the title of the reading is, Do You Really Want to Know? There's a chart at the beginning. The header of the chart is Pahiminu, the 8, Niot, Nial, Keket, and Kek. On the other side, Hihet and He, Nunet and Nun, and at the side it says Saurian reptilians. In the center bracket of the bracket, it says reptiles don't sweat. Genesis 3:19, Adam begins to sweat. Then there's a line down to Atum, Re Atum, which is together. Then separating from Atum is Nafartat and Shawau. Right at that bracket, it reads Homo reptilians. Then there's a line down, says tail removed. Then you have Shawau and Gabab. Then branching off from those two, you have Homosaurus, Asar, Ashtat, Min-An, Satak, and Nababtat. Branching down from Ashtat and Min is Har, reading Homo sapien. At the last level, the header is mortal man, and we have, branching down from Har, Imsati, Happy, Dua Matatafaf, and Kaban Sanaf. Do you want me to go further than that? Okay. How far? That ends this Shadows reading. We would like to thank the family who assembled here to hear the words of our master teacher, Pa Nabab Yanun,